Hi guys, Marshall Fisher here. I'm going to go ahead and do my idea worth sharing. I tried to load a PowerPoint up online. I ran into some technical difficulties, so we'll make do with just a video. My issue or my topic is going to be on healthcare. I feel this is a global issue. It's definitely one that's been in the national spotlight here in the past couple years with Obamacare, and it's one that's really had an impact on my life. I don't have health insurance, and my father was diagnosed in 1999 with multiple sclerosis. And for the past 12 to 13 years, it's been a constant struggle to find the right care, some type of care, if any care. So I figured I would try to look at this more on a global level and maybe come up with an idea here of how to maybe curve this growing epidemic, as I would call it. General overview. Healthcare provision varies around the world. Universal healthcare is health coverage for all citizens of a nation. Is this possible? Well, it says universal healthcare is offered by most all wealthy nations, except that of the United States. The problem with health provision being universal is due to the cost required, as well as the cultural, political, and economic reasons as well. The structure of a health service, just to give everyone an idea, breaks down into three categories at a high level, being the three categories: primary health care, secondary health care, and tertiary health care. Primary health care is usually the first point of contact for a patient. Primary care is typically provided by general physicians, dentists, family doctors, etc. This is the preventive care. This is, to me, the most crucial point where healthcare fails. If you don't have healthcare, then getting into a primary physician is oftentimes not feasible for people in a low-income position. Preventive care, however, is the most important care because this is when you could catch a disease that could be life-threatening and move on to something as of secondary care, which in most countries, this is usually when a primary care physician, such as a doctor, refers you to a specialist. As you keep moving through these categories of care, of course the cost is always going to get higher. It's always better to catch something before the fire spreads, per se. So by the time somebody gets to secondary care, the issue is already a lot worse than what it could have been if they've had the health insurance to actually go see a primary physician. Some stats: a health cost per person for some selected countries. Here, USA definitely spends the most, around $7,000 annually per person. Australia is second, Canada is third, and it pretty much declines as we move into Sweden, Japan, and China. Third world countries aren't listed in this, which gives me an idea that many third world countries don't have a proper healthcare system, leading into some pretty staggering statistics here. 1 billion people lack access around the world to healthcare systems. 36 million deaths occur each year from non-communicable diseases. This is 2/3 of all the world's deaths. And non-communicable diseases is going to be cardiovascular disease, lung cancer, any non-viral disease. And I feel that this number could be declined if, again, people had health insurance to go see primary care physicians. Like I said, preventive care is the best care. If you could catch this heart condition, or if you could catch a spot on somebody's lungs before it gets to a point where it's noticed in a hospital or something like that, I feel that this number could be dramatically cut in half. Some more stats: over 7.5 million children under the age of 5 die from malnutrition and mostly preventable diseases each year. This falls Not so much on the U.S. or other wealthy countries, but definitely countries of lower economic status. In 2008, 6.7 million people died of infectious diseases. This is far more than the number killed in natural or man-made disasters. My idea with this idea we're spreading is to bring to light the issue of healthcare, not just Obamacare, not what we've seen in the news, but on a global level. I feel that we need to call global leaders to the forefront and have them try to figure out a way to make universal healthcare not just for every person of a nation, but for every person in the world. I know this sounds like a task that's out of hand, but we have, as a country and as countries together, as a collaborative effort, we have so many resources and so much money at our disposal that this really isn't something that is so far-fetched anymore. Again, this is a topic that's really impacted me personally. I hope you guys are all just as passionate as I am, and I hope to see here in the near future not only citizens of the United States but of all different countries come to some sort of arrangement to where this problem can be curbed. I thank you guys for the time and watching my video, and I hope you enjoyed.